My wife announced, "I'm getting my tubes untied. My ex wants kids now." Assuming I'd raise them, I said, "Follow your heart." Then I filed for divorce and froze my assets. Her lawyer called me 2 hours after the surgery. Original post, or mail, thought I had a solid marriage with Denise, 41. 15 years together, 12 married, no kids. That was our deal from day one. She got her tubes tied 5 years into our marriage because we were that sure. I supported her completely, drove her to the surgery, took care of her during recovery. We built a comfortable life, nice house, travel twice a year, early retirement plans. 3 weeks ago, Wednesday evening, we're having dinner. She drops this on me between bites of pasta. Trevor reached out. He wants to have kids with me. Trevor, her ex from before we met, the love of her life who dumped her for a younger woman 16 years ago. Me, okay? And you're telling me because I'm considering getting my tubes untied. Fork, literally, fell out of my hand. Me? Come again? He realized he made a mistake. We've been talking for months. He wants to try again, wants a family with me. You've been talking to your ex for months, just catching up. Nothing physical like that makes it better. So you want to leave me for Trevor? Here's where it gets absolutely insane. No, I don't want to leave you. Trevor can't afford kids on his own. He's between jobs, but we can afford it. You make good money. The house is almost paid off. We could raise them together. I stared at her, waiting for the punchline. It never came. You want me to raise kids with your ex-boyfriend? He'd be involved, just not financially. He'd be like a fun uncle who visits, a fun uncle who's also the biological father. You're making it sound weird. It is weird. She actually got defensive. Started talking about how I'm close-minded and how modern families come in all forms and how this could be beautiful. How Trevor is artistic and sensitive and would bring different values to the kids' lives. Me, Denise, we agreed on no kids. You got surgery to ensure no kids. People change. I'm allowed to change my mind. You're allowed to change your mind. You're not allowed to bring your ex's kids into my house and expect me to pay for them. Our house, our money, we're married. That's when I knew this woman genuinely expected me to bankroll her duver with Trevor. Me, follow your heart, Denise. She smiled. Actually smiled. Really? You'll consider it? Me. No, I'm saying do what you want, but understand I won't be part of it. The smile vanished. Thursday morning, she was at her laptop researching two-ball reversal surgeries before I even left for work. I made 2 calls that day, my lawyer and my financial advisor. Update 1. 1 week later, the reversal surgery was scheduled surprisingly fast. Private clinic, expedited timeline, $8,000 procedure. Guess who she expected to pay? Monday morning, she slides a credit card authorization form across the breakfast table. Denise, just need your signature. The clinic needs payment up front. I'm not paying for that. It's our money. We're married. Money for you to have another man's children. Hard pass. She went ballistic, screaming about how I'm financially controlling and emotionally manipulative. Her sister Greta called an hour later. What's this about you refusing medical care for Denise? Medical care? She wants to reverse sterilization to have her ex's babies. She's your wife. You support each other. Supporting her doesn't mean funding her reunion tour with Trevor. You're being petty. Me? I'm being practical. Denise ended up taking a loan from her retirement account. $10,000 with penalties. She was furious. I forced her to do that. Meanwhile, I'd met with my lawyer, Howard, a good guy, handled my colleague's divorce. Very thorough, Howard, this Trevor situation. You have texts, emails. She doesn't hide it. She's proud of it. Get everything in writing, every conversation about this arrangement. So I started texting instead of talking to confirm you're having surgery to have Trevor's biological children. Yes. And you promised to support me. I said, follow your heart. I never agreed to raise another man's children. You're my husband. Of course, you'll help raise them. We're a team. What's Trevor's contribution to this team? He'll provide the genetic material and emotional support. And financially, he's rebuilding his life. You know this. Don't be cruel. Howard loved those texts. Said they'd be very helpful. The surgery was scheduled for Friday. Thursday night, Denise was packing her overnight bag, humming. Actually humming. Trevor's driving me tomorrow. He wanted to be there for support. How thoughtful. Don't be sarcastic. This is a beautiful thing. Creating life with Trevor. You'll love the kids once they're here. You'll see. The delusion was complete. Friday morning, I worked from home. At 9:00 a.m., after confirming she checked in for surgery, I initiated the plan. 1. Filed for divorce. Howard had everything ready. 2. Froze all joint accounts per my lawyer's advice. Temporary legal hold during divorce proceedings. 3. Separated my direct deposit to a new individual account. 4. Canceled all joint credit cards where I was primary holder. 5. Changed my life insurance beneficiary to my brother. 2 hours post-surgery, my phone explodes. Not Denise. She's still in recovery. Her lawyer, Mr. Morrison. This is Janet Whitfield. I represent Denise Morrison. What the hell did you just do? Me filed for divorce. I assume Denise mentioned our situation. Janet, she's in recovery from surgery. You froze her accounts while she's in the hospital. The timing is unfortunate, but the decision was made when she chose Trevor and his hypothetical children over our marriage. Janet, this is financial abuse. Me, it's asset protection during divorce proceedings. Very standard. She needs access to funds. She had access. She spent 10 grand on surgery to have another man's babies. Silence. Then she said, you agreed to this arrangement. I have texts proving otherwise. Would you like copies? We'll be in touch. Update 2, the aftermath. Denise came home Saturday afternoon. Trevor dropped her off. He didn't come in, just waved from his beat-up Honda. Real father material there. She was walking slowly, still sore. Found the divorce papers on the kitchen counter. The scream could have shattered windows. Denise, what is this? Me, divorce papers. Thought that was clear. I just had surgery to have another man's children. Yes, I'm aware. You said follow my heart. I did, and you did. Now I'm following mine. It's leading me to divorce court. She tried to use the credit card to order dinner. Declined. Tried to get cash from ATM, account frozen. Denise, how am I supposed to eat? You have your loan money, that's for baby expenses for our babies. Meet Trevor's babies and there's no hour anymore. She called Greta, called her mom, called Trevor. The entire squad showed up Sunday morning. Greta, you're a monster. She's recovering from surgery. Me? Surgery? I didn't want, didn't approve, and didn't pay for Denise's mom, Betty. Marriage is about compromise. Compromise. She wants me to raise her ex-boyfriend's children while he plays daddy on weekends. Where's the compromise? Trevor finally spoke up. Look, man, I know this is unconventional. Trevor, with all due respect, shut up. You couldn't keep her 16 years ago. You can't afford kids now. But somehow you convinced her to blow up her marriage for your genetics. You're either a master manipulator or she's lost her mind. Either way, not my problem anymore. I love her. Then you pay for everything. I'm between opportunities right now. Shocking. You're leaving her with nothing. We shall get her fair share in the divorce, but I'm not funding Trevor's breeding project. She gave you the best years of her life, and then decided to give the rest to Trevor. Choices have consequences. They left after Denise started crying about her incisions hurting. Greta helped her to the guest room. Yeah, she's in the guest room now. That evening, Denise tried emotional manipulation. "Remember when we got married? You said you'd do anything for me. Me, within reason. Raising your ex's kids isn't reasonable. You could learn to love them. I could learn juggling too, doesn't mean I should." Trevor says, "You're threatened by him." "Me? Trevor's unemployed and trying to get his ex to fund his legacy. I'm not threatened, I'm disgusted." Monday, she escalated, posted on social media. "Some men can't handle when a woman chooses her own path. Controlling behavior is abuse. Financial abuse, my body, my choice." The comments were mixed. Her friends rallied, mine saw through it. My buddy Teeth commented, "Didn't she choose the path toward her ex-boyfriend?" She deleted the post after someone asked, "Wait, is this about Trevor, the guy who dumped you for a 22-year-old? Update 3, the legal battle. 2 weeks post-surgery. Denise hired Janet, full-time. They came out swinging with demands. 1, full alimony for 5 years. 2, the house. 3, half my retirement. 4, payment for medical costs, the reversal surgery. 5, future child support for potential children." Howard laughed, actually laughed. "Howard, future child support for kids that don't exist with another man, that's creative." We countered with standard asset division. "No alimony, she works full-time, she keeps her loan debt, clean break." Janet fired back with accusations of financial manipulation and reproductive coercion. Reproductive coercion, she's literally having surgery to reproduce with someone else. The mediation was scheduled Thursday 7 p.m. conference room at Howard's firm. Denise showed up with Trevor. At our divorce mediation, Howard, "Is there a reason, Mr. Garrison?" "I'm here for emotional support. This is a legal proceeding. He's my partner now." "Since when? Since you abandoned me." Janet, "My client was forced to seek support elsewhere when Mr. Morrison withdrew all financial and emotional support. He withdrew support for funding another man's children." Slightly different, we went in circles for 2 hours. Denise insisted she needed the house for the babies. "What babies? They're trying for them, apparently." Trevor sat there nodding like a bobblehead. Finally, the mediator asked Denise directly, "Mrs. Morrison, is it true you're planning to have children with Mr. Garrison while seeking support from Mr. Morrison?" "Denise, the children deserve support regardless of biology. Children that don't exist, they will exist with Mr. Garrison." "Yes, mediator. Then perhaps Mr. Garrison should provide support." "I'm an artist. My work isn't about money." The mediator's face was priceless. We didn't reach an agreement. Howard filed for expedited divorce proceedings based on irreconcilable differences and abandonment of marriage covenant. Meanwhile, Denise and Trevor were playing house in my house. She'd moved him in temporarily because his roommate kicked him out, probably for not paying rent. I stayed in my brother's spare room. Paid the mortgage on a house I couldn't live in because Romeo and Juliet were nest building. Friday night, got a text from my neighbor. "Trevor's moving furniture around. Thought you should know. My furniture in my house being arranged by the unemployed artist." Update 4. The restraining order. Denise escalated things beyond belief. She changed the locks on my house, the one with only my name on the deed. Bought before marriage. Showed up Saturday to get some clothes. Tea didn't work. Me calling through door. Denise, "Open up. You're not welcome here, bro. It's my house. Denise lives here. You abandoned her." I'm calling the cops. Do it. Do it. Tell them how you financially abused me. Cops arrived. Officer looked tired before I even started explaining. "Officer, so your wife lives here, arranged wife. Divorce in progress. House is mine. Premarital asset. Officer, but she lives here. Me?" She changed the locks while I was staying elsewhere to avoid conflict. Officer, "Sir, this is a civil matter. You'll need to handle it in court. Trevor, from the doorway, you heard him, leave, the smirk on his face. The actual smirk. Monday. Howard filed an emergency motion for exclusive use of the residence. Judge scheduled it for Wednesday. Tuesday night I get served. Denise filed a restraining order, claimed I was harassing her and threatening Trevor. The petition said, I showed up aggressively at the house. I've been controlling finances to manipulate her. I'm preventing her from starting a family. She fears for her safety. Howard was furious. This is clear manipulation. She's trying to establish residence and paint you as the aggressor. Wednesday's hearing was a circus. Denise showed up in a maternity dress. She's not pregnant, just had surgery 2 weeks ago. But there she was, hand on her flat belly playing the victim. Janet argued, I was economically terrorizing a woman trying to fulfill her maternal destiny. Howard presented the deed showing my sole ownership, text messages about Trevor and the kids, bank records showing the $10,000 loan she took, security footage from my neighbor showing Trevor moving in. Mrs. Morrison, are you pregnant? Not yet, but hopefully soon, with Mr. Garrison's child. Yes. While married to Mr. Morrison, he abandoned me by not agreeing to raise another man's children. Silence. Restraining order denied. Exclusive residence granted to me. They had 48 hours to vacate. Denise screamed. Actually screamed in court. This is discrimination. I have rights. Judge, you have the right to pursue your relationship with Mr. Garrison. Elsewhere. Update 5, the Moving Day Massacre, Friday, Moving Day. I hired off-duty cops for security, best $400 I ever spent. Denise and Trevor showed up with a U-Haul at 8 a.m. Greta was there. Betty was there. Even Trevor's mom showed up, a woman I'd never met who immediately started yelling about injustice. Trevor's mom, you're putting my son on the street. Me? Your 38-year-old unemployed son who's having an affair with my wife? Yeah, I'm the bad guy. They started loading boxes. Denise was crying, making sure everyone saw her tears. Then Trevor tried to take my flat screen. Me? That's mine. Denise uses it, so it's mine. Receipts in my filing cabinet. Don't be petty, bro, says the guy screwing my wife. One of the cops stepped forward. Sir, put the TV down. Trevor backed off quick. Real tough guy. Greta tried next. Denise needs furniture for her new place. Then she should buy some. Greta, with what money? You froze everything. Me? She has a job. Trevor's an artist. Figure it out. Betty pulled out her phone, started recording. This is what financial abuse looks like. Forcing a woman from her home. It's literally my house. Marshall property. Howard, who'd shown up to observe. Premarital asset, actually. Here's the deed. Betty kept recording anyway, muttering about viral videos and justice. The real drama came when Denise tried to take my grandmother's dining set. Me? Absolutely not. We picked it out together. Me for my grandmother's estate sale with my money. I need it for the babies. What babies? You just had surgery. The future babies. Me, Trevor's babies. Our babies. There is no our. There's you and Trevor. Leave the furniture. She burst into tears. You're so cruel. I wasted 15 years on you. Weird way to describe a marriage you're leaving for your ex. Trevor stepped up, chest puffed. You need to show some respect. Respect? You're literally stealing my wife and trying to steal my TV. Get out. They finally left around 2 p.m. Truck half empty because most their stuff was actually mine. Denise's parting shot. You'll regret this when you die alone. Me. Better than raising Trevor's kids. Update 6. The fallout. 3 days after moving day. Denise and Trevor were staying with Greta. Apparently, it wasn't going well. Got a call from Greta, First time she'd ever sounded tired instead of angry. They need to borrow money. No, I'm not asking for them. I'm asking because they're driving me insane and need their own place. Still no. Trevor won't look for work. Says he's processing trauma from the move. Sounds about right. Denise keeps talking about baby names. She's not even pregnant yet. Yet they're trying loudly. In my guest room, my kids are asking questions. And you want me to help? God, you're right. This is insane. What was she thinking? The cracks were showing. Meanwhile, the divorce was moving forward. Janet had stopped returning Howard's calls as quickly. Denise's demands were getting desperate. Latest offer, she'd take $50 cash and walk away. Howard, that's actually not terrible. She cheated with her ex and wanted me to raise his kids. She gets standard division, nothing more. You could end this quickly. She made me leave my own house for 2 weeks. She changed my locks. She deserves nothing extra. Thursday. Got a text from an unknown number. It was Trevor. We need to talk, Manto Man. Pass. I'm trying to be respectful here. You're screwing my wife. That ship sailed. She's divorcing you. She's not your wife. Me, still legally married? Genius. I need you to know I'll take care of her. With what money? Love doesn't need money. Babies do. Without my wallet, good luck. He kept typing paragraphs about destiny and connection and how they were meant to be. How I was standing in the way of true love. Me. You had your chance 16 years ago. You chose someone younger. Now you're broke and need a meal ticket. Denise volunteered. Not my problem. You're bitter. I'm realistic. Stop texting me. Blocked him. Friday afternoon, Denise showed up at my work. Security called me down. She looked rough, hair unwashed, no makeup. Same clothes I'd seen her in 3 days ago. Denise, we need to talk through lawyers only. I'm pregnant. My blood went cold for a second. Me already? It's been 3 weeks since the surgery. The doctor said it was possible. Congratulations. Trevor must be thrilled. He is, but we need help. No, the baby is innocent. The baby is Trevor's responsibility. You're really going to let a child suffer? Me? I'm really going to let Trevor handle his own child? She started crying, ugly crying. Security looked uncomfortable. I made a mistake. Several, actually. I should have talked to you first. Me? You should have stayed faithful to our marriage. We can work this out. You're allegedly pregnant with Trevor's baby and asking me to work it out. You could be the father, like an adoption. The security guard actually coughed to cover a laugh. Denise, go home to Greta's or wherever, just go. This isn't over. Actually, it is. Final update. 2 months later, the divorce was finalized last week. Here's where everyone ended up. Asset division was standard 50-50 of marital assets. The house was mine premarital, but I had to buy out her share of the appreciation. Worth it to get her gone. She walked away with about $73 total. Not the windfall she expected, but not nothing. The pregnancy was a lie. Surprise, surprise. Greta confirmed Denise got her period 2 weeks after that scene at my work. She was never pregnant, just desperate. Trevor lasted exactly 34 days after the divorce finalized. Once the reality hit that there was no house, no money train, no comfortable life, just Denise's 73 Keller that was draining fast on deposits and furniture, he bounced. His exit was pathetic, even by Trevor's standards. Denise woke up to a note. Need to find myself. This isn't working. Sorry. He took $5,000 she'd withdrawn for baby furniture for the non-existent baby and disappeared. Denise called me crying at 2:00 a.m. He left me. Me? Okay, that's all you have to say. What did you expect me to say? I gave up everything for him. Yes, you did. You must be happy. I'm indifferent. I want to come home. That's not your home anymore. We had 15 good years and you threw them away for Trevor. She hung up. According to Greta, who still texts occasionally, we're weirdly cool now. Denise is living in a one-bedroom apartment, working overtime to cover expenses. She's tried dating apps, but telling guys she just reversed sterilization to have her ex's babies apparently isn't a selling point. Who knew? Trevor posted on Instagram from Costa Rica last week. Finding myself through art and adventure with another woman, younger, of course. Betty called me once, trying to guilt me into helping Denise. Betty, she's struggling. Me? She's an adult who made choices. She was confused. She was calculating. It just didn't work out. Don't you feel anything? Relief. And honestly, that's true. The house is peaceful. I redecorated everything. Got a promotion at work without the drama at home affecting my performance. Started dating someone casually. Nothing serious, but she's never mentioned wanting me to fund her ex-boyfriend's children, so that's already an improvement. The worst part? Denise sent a Christmas card. A Christmas card with a photo of her by a sad little Christmas tree in her apartment. Inside it said, "Thinking of better times, maybe new year, new chances." I texted Greta. Did Denise seriously send me a Christmas card? She's convinced you'll take her back eventually. Based on what? Delusion, mostly. She keeps saying you two are meant to be. We were meant to be until Trevor texted. She calls him the mistake now. The mistake that cost her everything. She knows. Good. The last I heard, Denise was considering moving back to her hometown. Rent's cheaper, and she could stay with her parents. Betty would love that. She could tell Denise daily how evil I am while Denise realizes Trevor played her like a dollar store harmonica. As for me, life's good, quiet, drama-free. The way marriage was supposed to be. Before, my wife decided her unemployed ex's genetic material was worth more than our life together. She wanted me to raise Trevor's kids. She got to experience Trevor's commitment level instead. She wanted to follow her heart. It led her straight to a one-bedroom apartment and a maxed-out credit card. The entitlement was staggering. The assumption that I'd just go along with it insulting. The surprise when there were consequences, priceless. Do I feel bad? Sometimes, late at night, I remember good times. Then I remember her sitting across from me, excitedly explaining how I'd be paying for Trevor's offspring while he played weekend dad. And any sympathy evaporates. She made her choice. I made mine. The difference is, I can live with mine. Trevor's still finding himself in Costa Rica. Denise is finding out that starting over at 41, with nothing but debt and delusion, isn't the romantic adventure she imagined. And me? I'm finding that peace and self-respect are worth more than any relationship built on entitlement and betrayal. Best 73 collars I ever spent to get my life back.